Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and continuation to the tax series. We will start today to an important function that is called calculate, okay, which is the very important function of the tax library, I can say. So what exactly, let me just correct the spelling first of all, C-A-L-C-U-L-A-T-E, calculate, okay. So if I go to a site tax.guide, right, so the calculate function is saying that it is evaluates an expression in a context modified by filters, okay. But if you go to the definitions, it's slightly confusing, okay. So basically there are two parameters to this. One is your expression and second one is the filter, okay. So let's try and understand different scenario how calculate will be helpful in our scenario, right. So let's make some visualization here, okay. So suppose let's take by region, let's take by region, okay. So I need let's take the total actual sales, right. So something, the measure is there for us, okay. Total actual sales, correct. So let's put it back this one, okay. So let me something formatting, let me do it dollar signs, put this 2, okay. So now here, so this is the format, this is the formula we have, okay, where you are showing it at region level. So there are some total actual sales we have, okay. So this is the very basic setup here. Let me just slightly change the settings, okay. And as you know that each here is a filter context, right. So Africa is when it is getting calculated, is getting a filter context that I explained in the last class. Now here, suppose the first thing, how to apply and filter. Suppose I want to have another measure where I want to just to showcase the amount total actual sales for the Africa region here, okay. So here what is happening, like if I say, if I can put a filter on this report, you can say region equals to Africa, I will get it, doesn't matter, but I will lose other information here. So that I don't want to lose. So what I will do in this case is that, say let's take a measure here. So I will say total actual sales for Africa, let's take, okay. Alright, so here I want to modify the filter context here, or I want to apply some, I want to give some filter context to, in this case, the calculation, right. So if I modify it, add, delete, remove, everything will be done by the calculator. That's what it is saying, that evaluate expression in context modified by filters, right. So I will use my calculate function. The first function is my expression and I will take the total actual sales. Then I will say my region equals to Africa, and I will explain you how it will work actually, okay. Let's change this to a dollar also and make it as 2 decimal, right, and just drag this column. Now if you see here, we are getting for each and every filter context, we are getting the amount of the Africa region, how it is working, okay. So here if you see, for the total actual sales, now each filter is getting filter context is working, and for the Africa it is the amount, and the amounts are very different. When it comes to this measure, right, so the visualization filter is, the current filter context from the visualization is Africa, okay. So but what you are writing inside the measure, we are saying that, let's put it back. So we are saying that the first level, we put like, so first filter context on this row, the visualization is Africa, and here also we are transferring as Africa. So the first filter context is absolutely correct. But when it's called the second filter context, where it is The filter context should be for the America. But what we are saying that inside the calculate, pause, please, whatever the filter context is coming from the visualize, please ignore and put back the filter context for the Africa only. So it means that for this filter context, and for this filter context, everything will be region equals to Africa. Okay. So here, whatever the filter context is coming from the visualization, that will not have the priority if it is written inside the calculate. So whatever the filter is applied inside the calculate, it will be give the first priority. Okay. It is the first priority. I can say that. First priority and looks like a boss. Okay, so boss is always right. Boss is always right. So here I am saying that boss, for this one I will not consider in America, I will consider the Africa only here in this case. Fine, makes sense. That's the first example. Now let's go to the second example. I will cover multiple scenarios here, but try to understand. Second scenario is that how we can remove the filter. If you see here, the total, right? So it is a total of all the actual sales for the across the region here, correct? Now, in this total sales, there is no filter context. It is for all regions. Okay, that's why it is coming up. So what I need an amount here where it will show me the total amount across the region. So it means that for each filter context, I should not consider any filter context. In this case, I was considering Africa, but now when I am talking about Africa, I should not consider any region. I should consider the total region here. Okay. So how I should do that? So that is the remove filter concept. Okay. So let's do that. So let's go here and put a new measure here. Let's take the total actual sales for all region. Okay, so here I will say calculate, same my total actual sales that I want to modify, and I have a choice here. I have a all option. If you say all, it will just remove everything, all the filter context here. But inside the calculate, there is a specific filter function is there, which will remove the filter context, and the name is called the remove filters, and it will work always inside the calculate only, because it's a calculate modifier. Okay, it will never work with other function, but it will work inside the calculate. So remove filters, I can table name or column name. Suppose I want to say region table, region column. Okay. Now if I drag this measure, I will get the amount as 253666788. So I need to do a formatting for that. So let's do that. Okay, exactly same. So here what is happening here, when this filter context is pairing, is saying that for this the visualization filter context is for the Africa, right? But what you are saying, as I told you in that, the calculate is the boss, first priority, boss is always right. Boss is saying that, boss, whatever you have the filter, just remove it, remove this filter from the region column, please remove it. If you remove everything from the region, ultimately we will get the total case, in this case removing region. Okay, but this we can specify complete table and complete column. Okay, so what sort of difference will come? Suppose I am removing right now from the region column. Okay, if I say, if I drag instead of region, let's take any other column. I don't have any specific column on the region, but let's drag region ID for a sake, okay, to understand that the problem. Sorry, let me remove it and drag the region ID here. Okay, and let it put it back here. Okay, now if we see here, now the amount which is total actuals for region is not the same. It is actually the same data. Whatever you are getting for the total actual sales, the same one we are getting here. Correct? Because we have removed only the filter from the region column. This one I will explain you why it is not coming for the other. Okay, so leave it that one, but right now that's I will discuss about in key filters. Okay, but here I am only removing from the region, but my filter context is from the region ID. If I say from the table itself, region, complete table, then it will work. Let's execute this. Now if you see, automatically all the totals comes up here, right? So now we are removing the filters from any column which is coming from region. Now if this is the case, if I remove from region, and now if I drag any column from location, let's take the city, this also will not work, because the city is not at all filtered here. Okay, so this is different now. City across the region is not. So for that, if I want to specify total actual sales for all, not across region, all, everything, right? So you can blank it out. So it means that any model is coming from, any table is coming from, any remove filters is coming from any table. Okay, then the filter context will get removed. Okay, and you are getting the data absolutely fine for this. This is the amount we are getting it. Now there is always a confusion amongst the student is that, so if I go to my model here, right, and this is a store, okay, and location, region, country, and owner, right? What is the difference between removing the filter from all tables, okay, and only the store table? Let's see. We are getting the same data here, right? If I am putting a store here, I am getting the same amount whatever the filter context I am working, and if I am removing everything, it is also same thing. But there is a certain difference. In this case, it's not a difference, because suppose in this case, if you are saying the remove filter from anything, so whichever relationship, whichever table is coming up, it is removed. But when I'm talking about the remove filter from the store, then that table connected to how many tables? In this case, region, location, owner, and country, right? Those are the things direct filter will be get removed. Okay, not from the dimension. If anything is going on, it will not work there. Okay, I'll try to make a separate snowflake model for that, so that I can explain you. But that's the difference between a normal remove filters and your fact, if we give it. Okay, so this is the way we can just put it back. Okay, now let's focus more on that. Okay, now let's try to put two filters. Okay, let's try to put two filters in this case and see what is happening. So let's remove this and this and bring it my region again in this case. So my region will come here. Okay, my region will come here. Okay, so my region and my total actual sales is coming. Okay, now here what I want is that, let's go to the store table here. So in the stores table, I have one business store, best store nomination, and best store wins. Okay, so let's take, I want to calculate one. Okay, let's create a measure table for this. Okay, so unnecessary it is going in the store. Always better to create a separate measure tables. Okay, so this load it, and then I will create all the measures there itself. Okay, Now let's inside the key measures and new measures, and let's take total actual sales for best nomination. Okay, best nomination or best nomination and suppose and I can say best winner. Okay, so let me put a 1 and just commit it, and what I'm trying to say here, I just want to explain it. Okay, let's go to the data here. So here what I'm trying to say in this case is, so in this sense I want to calculate the total sales when the best store nomination is greater than 0 or greater than equals to 1, and best store win also should be greater than 1. That I don't want to consider that. Okay, so winner, something like that. Okay, so you can remove this column so that it will be converted into a model. Okay, now let's take, I want to say calculate, I will say my total actual sales, comma, I will say my best store nomination greater than equals to 1, and this is the AND operator. Okay, then my best store wins greater than equals to 1. These are two operators I can specify here. Okay, so let's commit to the formula and let's put it back. Okay, so this is the formula. I can have a AND operator, same I can do for a OR operator also. Okay, so this is the way, but only thing is, let's try another filter in this case is, let's copy this, and so what I trying to say, this is the coming from two different tables, same table, right? So let's say total best nomination for a city, any city I can take it here. Okay, so there is a in the location, right? Let's enter it and take any city from there. Okay, so if I say city, let's go to the country, sorry, location table and take any city. Let's take anything, Candel, CANDAL. Okay, fine. So let's go here and commit to the formula. So it should be and there will be no data, just but think like that. Okay, so here not location. See what is happening here. So here the problem is, both the columns are coming from two different tables. One is store and one is coming from the location. So since I am in the store, I can refer to the store table, I can refer it, but if I want to refer to another table here, location table, it is not possible directly. Okay, so in this case I want to do some changes in this case. Okay, so for that I want to first do a filter function here. So I will do a filter function here. Filter, I will do the store. So if I filter the store, I can filter other also, right? So here the store business nomination, and how I will get the location now, still I will not get, right? Store location. So I can say the related, then I will say my location city, right? Equals to something I forgot. Let me try that. Enter it. Let me enter it and see that location I need to put it. So here Candel. Okay, so let's put that Candel, CANDAL. This is the one of the use case of your filter also. Okay, and so now drag it, and this is also another example of a your sorry, not here, remove it, select it, drag it. Okay, so here it is coming, best nomination for a city. So here how we are doing it, so we are calculating this one, since this filter is coming from two different tables, one is from the location, one is from the store table, right? So we need to provide another filter to the calculate. So calculate have a filter argument, but we need to put another filter function here. So unless until it is really required, don't put filter. So what we are doing here in this case is, it is a filter and it is filtering the store table by this condition. So what exactly is happening actually, I will show you. So if you take this formula, okay, and go to your modeling tab, and let's go to the modeling tab here, table tools, create a new table, and let's create a test table here using the same. It will just create a table actually. So here it is creating a compiled store information where all the nomination is greater than 1 and city equals to candle, okay, and based on that, whatever the actual sales is there, 33 rows are there now it is 33 rows. For that only we are getting the total sales, and finally it is getting filtered out across the region. That's what it is happening, okay. So this is the form, this is the table which is happening, and on top of that the total actual sales is getting calculated. Make sense? So here in this case, this is as example of a virtual table. So it will create a internally a table in the memory, and on top of the total actual sales will come. And just remember, virtual table always respect the physical relationship. So you are filtering a store table, right? So it is creating a store table here. If you see here, let's go to the model again, and this table, it is just a store table, right? But it is we created, but it's not creating physically, right? In the memory we created, but whatever there for the relationship for the store, right? Store is connecting to owner, region, country, and everything will be respect by your virtual table, okay. So these are the few examples I have given on the calculate. Just go through that, and I will come up with so many scenarios on the calculate so that you can understand DAX completely from the scratch. That is my only motivation here, okay. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a nice day. And please do subscribe to this channel, please. That will boost my confidence. Thank you.